I wish we could have seen the look on your face. You fell for it. April Fools. You thought there was going to be a podcast and we did the old switcheroo. 100% plan. Welcome back to You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast featuring your host, Locarthemanbeast. Also featuring me with the wonky green screen, the LobsterDust.
I wish that was true.
I wish that it was true. That's why we did it.
I mean, Monday was the 31st.
We're just ahead of the times.
Yeah, we are. Well, it's because we record in the past and put it out in the future that you just don't know what's going to happen. You know,
we're fucking wild cards.
We might just be our own
Tyga when he was asked on the Breakfast Club why he's dating 16-year-old Kylie Jenner. We're just ahead of the time. You remember that?
I do slightly remember that.
But she's 16. Well, I guess you could just say I'm ahead of the times. Like, ugh.
I remember reading a comment. I remember when I saw that someone made a comment and was like, well, she'll be 18 eventually. It's like, oh, that's fucking gross, man.
Ugh.
What is up?
Yeah.
I drank and smoked too much last night. That's what it was.
Man, I could not. First off, fuck that game.
No, okay, let's back up. Liar's Bar is great, dude. It's great.
I'm glad you guys were having fun. I hated it.
You were having a blast.
I know. And maybe it was like I was just that tired. I think I am shitty at that game, though. I think I'm just like games where you have to lie. I'm always going to be bad at. But I was like, I had a shaker of tequila. And I was like, all right, like I'm going to push through this. The more I drank, the more tired I got. The more tired I got, the more pissed off I got that you kept having all the jokers. I was just not having a fucking good time.
No, I mean, the game is fucking random chance. It's roulette. You know what I mean?
Bullshit. It's random fucking chance. You've done the same thing that I need to do with Balatro. You've watched all of the videos. You've watched the people like, you min-max this and you get this.
No. Literally,
that was some bullshit.
Last night when me and Aaron were just telling you like, oh man, you got to hit on this. Oh, you should have called this one. Like, I had no idea. It was all just playing. It is like the thing is when you're
unless I'm the most unlucky person. Like it's like every time I call, I'm going, and it's like, and then my hand. Look at my hand. It's like Queen's table. It's like ace, king, queen. I have one. So I have to, but you have to end on it.
Yeah.
So I'm always getting called.
Yeah.
At a certain point, I'm just like, okay, I would play one. I'm like, cool. I snuck one by them. And I have my one. I'm like, now I know I have to put this. If I don't put this, you guys call me on it. I never make it to the end, so I might as well try to play it and hope that I can call somebody else on their shit.
Exactly. Well, that's when you don't have when you don't have the hand, you got to lie to get your hand low and then force them into playing their hand, and then you got to call it because that's your chance. Like you're not going to win it. So
I'm also just not good at lying.
I know. No,
I'm not.
You're
I play a card and I
can
hear myself like suck it. No, play good. Breathing like a fucking koi fish over here.
God, that was it was fun. I know you were not having a good time because you were losing.
I saw the humor in it.
It's bad. Oh my God. Those are the type of party games where I enjoy it because it's shitty. I think this is maybe a little bit monstrous of me, but it's like when you're the person that's winning on something like so simple like that makes a game like that. But that's the party game where it just makes it so enjoyable for the one person who is winning, because they just get those bragging rights. They just get to fucking dig at the person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like I enjoy digging at you. I do, but like for the most part, those type of party games where there's always that one person that's just at the bottom tier.
Yeah.
That was just you last night. It's fine. It's just you last night.
But but it's always gonna be me in that game. I know it. I'm never breaking the cycle. It'll be a generational curse. I'll have kids that'll play that game that also just fucking hate it.
There was a point last night where I kept playing cards and like you kept calling me and I was like, there's no fucking way. Like I keep playing the same 3-hand over and over again. And it was like, I know there's no way he's going to call me on the next one. It's like 6 in a row. You were like, nope, call it.
Because you can't always have 3. It's not possible.
I did, though.
You do. There's 2 fucking jokers in the entire thing. Every time you get all 2 jokers.
I'm just saying, man.
And on top of that, you have 2 jokers and 3 of whatever the card table is. It's fucking bullshit. It's mathematically impossible.
You're right. You're right.
And you're fucking hitting it every time. God, I had to shit my brains out.
We heard you stomp out of the room.
I left. I went. I haven't had an angry shit like that in a long time where I can't even enjoy it. I'm just like, just pushing and like, I'm not even like pushing and like angry because like it's a hard shit. I just hate things, you know? God damn.
It was so funny. We heard you leave. You're like, I gotta take a shit. And then it's like, stop. It's like, holy shit. Dude. Yeah, that's so funny.
God damn it.
Oh, man.
Anyways. Moving on. Yeah.
Aaron watched Tombstone last night before he went to bed.
I was going to say, I think.
Rip Val Kilmer.
I don't know.
I mean, we knew it was coming. He was sick.
Yeah. He was,
you know
what
I mean?
It's still sad, though.
Val Kilmer's one of the. I mean,
we were talking about there's some that are going to come and go. And you're like, oh, damn. But like, there's some that you're like, oh, shit.
We were talking about last night.
One of them.
Bruce Willis, you know. That was.
Don't name him.
We got to keep it rolling now.
Yeah.
It's like Yellow Jackets. Yeah. As long as we're killing other people, we'll be fine.
Anyways, we might as well.
You can't pick the low hanging fruit though. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Yeah. Well, the curse is real. Like, it's not the way it works. There's some that I don't know if I necessarily miss. You know? I feel like if Will Ferrell went, I feel like that would be sad, but I don't know if
big one.
I don't know if I would miss it because I think Will Ferrell's kind of hit his stride. I don't think there's much new stuff from Will Ferrell that I care about. Yeah,
it's not that like I don't think Val Kilmer was going to put anything new out or anything like that.
Nobody's
like
got the history,
the nostalgia.
Yeah,
the nostalgia. I think it hits different. Like when it's like you remember like Val Kilmer, like God, the Saint. I just binged watch that like back to front, just all the time. Love that movie. I watched Batman Forever last night when I was going to bed.
Yeah,
and that's a little, but like it's just like when it has that connection like to childhood, growing up. Will Ferrell, like I'll remember like if he goes, please don't. If he goes, I'll remember like sitting in the movie theater with Corey Rose and Corey snuck in like a 30 rack of Coors Light and got kicked out. It's like the memories tied to the movies.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll remember, you know, like Anchorman. There was a point like 2005, 2006, where it's like all we did every single day was quote Anchorman for like a year straight. You know what I mean? Like there's something embedded. Like me, Lindsay Mish, Travis Dorr, fucking Damian Reyna, like Melly Rose. Like we would just get together at school and none of us would have a conversation. It would just be every break or every lunch, just fucking saying Anchorman lines. Like no one, like we would start to finish the movie and then go back to class.
It's like Chappelle Show. It's like the first. It was like memes before they were memes.
Yeah.
There wasn't like pictures we sent around. There were just fucking lines that just like, hey, Charlie Murphy.
Shut.
Can you imagine being a teacher and just listening to kids, and that's all they're saying?
Well, okay. Would you rather be a kid listening to quoting Chappelle Show, or would you rather be a teacher listening to kids quote Chappelle Show, or like the skibbity toilet bullshit nowadays?
It's probably the same, just different generations.
I mean, yeah, true.
They're like, what the fuck is the 5 fingers to the face? They're just like going like that. The teachers might not even know what we're talking about. They're like, God damn it.
Oil? Was somebody cooking? Get the fuck out. Chappelle Show is so fucking good. Good. Dave Chappelle is so fucking funny. So funny. Even to this day, his stand-ups and shit like that, he is so fucking funny. He always gets me rolling. Chappelle Show, though, has a very, very special place in my heart. Like, I can go back and watch Chappelle Show, and I will always laugh. You know what I mean?
No matter how many times you've seen it. Which is in the millions at this
I
point,
swear to God. I just saw a meme the other day. It was like, it was something making fun of fucking Trump or something like that, and then it like cut to Chappelle like stand at the podium as the president, like, well, you wanna stop us? Just bring your military over here. Oh, what's that? You don't like? You don't got the military? Oh, it's time to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That's so funny. Oh. Fuck, man. I kind of want to watch.
We had it good.
We did have it good. Me and Aaron.
I guess today's day and age, like if they didn't know Chappelle Show and like Key and Peele was yours, Key and Peele's pretty solid too.
Yes.
I feel like it's hard to compare when you've had Chappelle Show and you grew up and you're like, oh, it's just that. And I'm sure there's other sketch shows that another generation might say like, oh, well, we had this. Chappelle Show just fucking hit.
I feel like the people that didn't get Chappelle Show got the Key and Peele, and that's their thing. And Key and Peele's funny. I laugh. Like some of the original Key and Peele stuff, I laugh my ass off. Some of that stuff was hysterical. But for me, because I grew up with Chappelle Show, it was just like, oh, this is just copy paste. You know what I mean? Like it's two guys copy paste, you know?
Yeah. And that's just what goes on.
So after you went to bed last night, me and Aaron were talking about old movies and we were talking about time that has peaked. You know what I mean? Because we were referencing comedy. And I was telling him how I had gone back and I started watching old comedy movies. I think one of it was because Val Kilmer had just passed or whatever, and I was starting to like go back and look at old movies. I went back and watched Top Secret, like one of his first movies he did, and that movie is fucking gorgeous for like where comedy points are. Like it's just so smart in comedy. It's just it's at that level. And so we were talking about, different movies from the time period. We're talking about like Hot Shots,
Yeah. That was a fucking point in time.
Yeah.
When like it's like what Mel Brooks, almost anything Mel Brooks. I feel like he's like the originator of it. And then like you have like all the Hot Shots, all the like the Naked Guns, anything with like fucking Leslie Nielsen in it.
Yep. Well, and so that because that's what we're referencing. Wrongfully Accused still to this day is like one of my all-time favorite movies.
Just so silly all the way through. There's no break. And somehow it isn't just like where you roll your eyes.
Your dog I fed your dog a treat. He's got a very interesting look on his face. That's because you're staring at his ass. It's like,
God, what was that one? It was like a ripoff of like all the mob movies.
Mafia.
Yeah. God. At
the
very
grandma
end,
that farts.
Part that I watched it. Yeah. Mi scusi. But just the thing that like I will always, the first thing, if you were to bring up that movie, the first thing I think of is at the end when Barney's watching porn, the door kicks open and an Eskimo just spears him. Yeah. Why that works in a movie? Don't know, but Just
the parody Scarface scene where he takes like the popcorn bucket and pops a hole in it and then sticks it over the Coke and then takes his glasses off and his eyes are like bulging out of his head.
God.
We were talking about it though, but it's because we were talking about, you know, what was that time period? He's like, yeah, you had Mel Brooks. Then you had a bunch of like the SNL cast or whatever that were like paired off and they did their own movies. That's where you get like National Lampoon. You know, you had Animal House in the 70s. Because we were also talking about it. Like John Belushi died at age 33.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when he shot Animal House, he was like 28 years old.
Yeah.
And then Aaron brought up that John Candy died at like 50.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or 40 something.
We had Cool Runnings. We had like Uncle Buck. Like he had a good run. He wasn't
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
John Belushi.
No, absolutely not.
John Belushi was living hard.
But it means like in Spaceballs, he was like in his like early 30s.
I think when you get to a certain size, age becomes a little ambiguous on screen.
I don't think it's about the age look or whatever. I just think it's just a weird concept to think, because like when you look back at those people, you just think that they've been fucking doing comedy forever and that they're like the age of.
Oh, you mean he arrived?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the time period, you just look at him, you just like Aaron was saying, he's like, I will always look at John Candy and just think he was like in his 50s when I first saw him. But it's like, no, they were just kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that time period of comedy, I don't think we'll ever get again. I think one, that it was a little bit more free, like there was less, you know, nitpickiness to comedy, but the humor was just so almost subtle, direct and subtle, you know what I mean? To like where you watch something and like they would take you a second before you were like, that's actually the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? Versus it being like what Aaron was saying was like, there was a time when all of a sudden like American Pie came out where it just became shock comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Because National Lampoon used to have like National Lampoon, I feel like tried to like not necessarily rebrand, but like all of a sudden American Pie like moving forward from like that. Like American Pie set the tone, and all of a sudden everybody's like, ooh, raunchy kind of teen comedies heavy on sex. Let's just fucking full send towards that. And then like National Lampoon went from like theater releases to just like straight to DVD.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like that era of like movies and comedy, it was a lot more like free. It was just like people had ideas, they got big names to sign on, and they're like, fuck it, let's see what comes out, instead of this like formulaic like, okay, we need to make money, so we need to have this, we should do this. Like it became less, well, there's two trains of thought. It either became less about the art and more about like how can we like maximize, like make it PG-13 so we can market it to more people, do a lot like that. Or you have the opposite side where it's like fucking way too much art. Make it a real classy piece, like where a director has too much freedom, and the director of photography are both the only ones running the show.
Well, for me, I think with the SNL crew that were doing movies at the time, like the Lampoons, like the Chevy Chases, those guys, I think more. That's a cat. I think more or less.
I will fuck you up. Continue.
Do I need to bring rice over? We can have lunch.
No, I got rice.
That's a good point. But like with the SNL crews, like they used to write their skits for SNL in short time periods and all that stuff. So the comedy was like, it had to be quick and fast and like to the point and all that. And I feel like when they started making movies, you take what was skits in SNL that were, you know, couple minutes long or whatever and string it together for a 2-hour movie, you could have all that comedy that was super fucking fast. You know, anything with like Leslie Nielsen, if you rewatch it, it's just like boom, 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 boom. And it's just funny all the way through. So I was telling Aaron about this because I just saw it. They're remaking Naked Gun.
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that.
So it's not a remake. It's technically a continuation of the story. All of the people that are playing the parts are all technically the kids of the original actors.
I don't like that.
Liam Neeson is Frank. Liam Neeson.
Still alive?
Yes. Well, not after this podcast, but yeah.
Leslie Nielsen.
Liam Neeson. Taken guy?
Taken guy?
Yeah. He's playing what is Leslie Nielsen's character. There's a trailer out. You'll have to watch it. It's not great. I can see where the comedy is. There's a point where they're sitting at the fucking they're sitting at the police station, and it's like his son or whatever. He's Frank Jr., right? He's like, Dad, I'll stay up to your blah, blah. And they're going down the line of each of the characters that were in the original movies. And it's all the kids sitting there crying. And then it cuts to OJ's picture and like his son sitting there. And he like turns and looks at the camera and he's like, so, I mean, there's comedy to be had. It's there. I just don't know if it's because
it makes me nervous when you take like a beloved franchise like that.
Yes.
And someone tries to give it like a second wind.
Yes, because you're not coming up with an original idea. You're just fucking going to copy what was already there. And we don't have that same. There's too much red tape to cut through. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not going to get the same effect. And you're also talking about a newer generation of people that are watching this stuff. Like the only people that might find it funny would be the people that were fans of the original stuff. But then if you don't keep up with that comedy, people aren't going to like it. So then you have to, where's that middle ground you're trying to find?
Yeah. Remakes scare me and piss me off, you know?
Yeah, man. There's just no, there is reason. I get the idea behind remakes.
Name a good one.
A good remake?
One that didn't feel hacky, one that didn't feel like it was all just like callbacks or fucking redone.
Shit, I don't know.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, even like some of the ones that like, I can't even think of one that I'd be like, well, this one wasn't like bad. I know there's some that like are just like real middle of the road. Middle of the road is not where you want to be on like a remake of like a storied franchise.
How would you feel about like the first Planet of the Apes?
The very first one, like.
So you had original Planet of the Apes, and then you had the remake.
The remake being the one with Mark Wahlberg and like Paul Giamatti.
I think so, right? That was the first one because
I think that was the first.
Remake. Was it James Franco?
No, James Franco's the third or the second remake.
Okay.
So there's a first Planet of the Apes that's like what, like mid late 80s.
No, the first one, yeah, way earlier. I think it was like the first original one was 70. Shit, I gotta 68, 1968.
Ooh. So was the one I'm thinking of the second, or did they do another?
No, you're right. You're right. It is Mark Wahlberg and Helen Bonham Carter or whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah.
Tim Roth.
Yeah.
I think that's because I don't think that was a bad movie.
No, yeah. But, okay. I feel like that kind of falls in like a Goldilocks zone because they were much, 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 much more like makeups and special effects. Okay. I feel like when you adhere to like when it's all like CGI and stuff like that, like granted, like there's like plenty of good CGI, but there's something to be said about like Jurassic Park when like there's actual like physical things there and they have these big like animatronics and stuff like that, and then everything's, even though like people got a lot better of like, okay, you're going to track and look at this spot on this like big green dot that we're moving around. There's just something different about when it's there.
Yeah, I guess because I'm trying.
I think that's like a niche argument to like a certain amount of movies that are made, but
I also
feel like that one holds up.
I also think that there's a time period where we're talking about remakes nowadays because there was remakes back in the day that were fire, right? Like Bedazzled.
Ooh.
Okay, so the original Bedazzled was like 1963 or some shit like that, or whatever it was. It was fine. You know, it was fine for a time period. But the remake with
Elizabeth Hurley and fucking
Brendan Fraser.
Oh, okay. So now there's an argument to be made. If the story was good and just like the filming techniques weren't all the way there, you know?
Yeah.
God, and tell me it's not because like Brendan Fraser just wasn't the man, and once again, like makeup and special effects were like the funniest part of that movie.
It was
look at 110%. He's
sweating. He's just talking, spitting.
All the different ways that like they make him look and stuff. Like I think that was like the selling point of that movie. That
he's not on the beach.
God,
I am gay. I think that movies now, that's what I was talking about, Aaron. There's a sweet spot, 1990 to like 2006, 2007. Books, movie, TV, video games. Like it was a time period where things were new. They were adapting, you know, we had new techniques, we had new video stuff that we were doing. Like we were moving away from VHS and tapes, and we were moving into digital era, and you know, the way that things were working, we walked away from analog and all this extra shit. I think that was when this boom in technology and the industry just kind of went rampant. Everything started coming out and we saw things everywhere. Cause there's shit that existed during that time period too, but there's some great stuff. But I think we just hit that point now where there's no new growth. There's nothing new and interesting happening. The coolest and interesting stuff, and it was dog shit. But the coolest and interesting stuff that had come out at a time period when it was like when 3D movies were coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What else has happened?
Lost in Space.
Yeah. What was God, we went to go see some fucking dog shit 3D movie. Didn't we go see some dog shit 3D movie? What did we see?
I mean, probably.
Did we see the original Avatar in 3D?
No. I don't think we did. I think we watched The Grindhouse. I remember going to like the grind. There was like the double feature.
Yeah.
It had the 3D glasses and stuff.
Yeah, I do remember that. I went to go see, I think I saw Valentine's Day with Sean in 3D. That stupid fucking movie.
Is there anything worse than like when a movie's made for 3D and then when they release it on like DVD, it still has the same like
yeah.
Just roll your eyes, like you couldn't just like take that thing out because now I'm at home watching it on a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Little hacky.
I mean, what are you gonna do though?
Yeah. 3D movies were a fucking thing for a little bit. Now they've kind of like adapted, and there's like, you know, it's a lot more subtle.
Yeah.
Things like that. Unless you're Avatar.
Have
you seen that one yet? It's so bad. Me and Janica, anytime we're like driving in the car and a Weeknd song comes on, it's like, damn, you thinking about Avatar? Yeah, I am. it's just like a 3-hour like weird Weeknd music video. He does the entire soundtrack. Who the fuck greenlit that? This is just like all. It's just like overly done CGI, shitty fucking like a fish is swimming too close to you, and then just the Weeknd, like just like moaning in a fucking microphone. God, it's so bad.
It's because
it set a fucking record.
It set a record because people are stupid, right? No, it set a record the same way fucking Kale set a record for health reasons. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. It's just people are blind. People are sheep, man. The first movie wasn't great either.
Yeah, it was.
No, I mean, again, we've made this point multiple times.
The first movie was great because it was like an impressive. It's like if you were to watch like the first computer that ran Crysis.
Sure.
You know, right?
I get
it's like an impressive benchmark of technology. The story, still like decent, pretty blatant ripoff of like Pocahontas kind of, but like for what it was in its time, that was like the magic that hit the pan, you know?
Yes. Back
to try to do that shit again. God, you have to watch it. It's so just the final like big fight scene. It's the worst. I've seen better like CGI in like Call of Duty cutscenes. It's so bad that it's like, how am I like? It's like I took my 3D glasses off to put my regular glasses on to see if like just my eyes were fucked up. And I was like looking around. I was like, wow, nope. It's just like this is it. It's.
I wonder also too, because you saw it in 3D. Does that make it worse? Like we were saying, that shitty experience of like watching a movie that was made.
Watching it again.
I can't watch that movie. I have no interest. Like I watched the trailers and I was like, this looks fucking boring. You know, out of all the Avatar stuff, I want to play the fucking game that came out last year. Was it last year? Yeah.
That's one thing I want to talk about.
Video games? Yeah, we should.
Like video games that are adapted from like big franchises, like Dune has one that's coming out
next month.
Avatar. I feel like when you have these big like IPs with like just like all the fucking story you need, you just need to find the way to adapt it. Why does it always feel like it's so lackluster? Like they're like it's a cash grab. They know they can make a little bit, but like it could be great if they just like invested the time into it.
At least with older games. And I don't mean like older games like SNES time period when we had like Batman and stuff like that.
Like PS2 and shit like
that.
I'm
talking about, that time period where we had movie adaptations to video games that were just dog shit or whatever. I think it was because whoever holds rights for certain things, like when we were talking about Sony pumped out a bunch of stuff for the Spider-Man movies or whatever. And those, other than Spider-Man 2 on PS2, which I still think to this day might be one of the greatest like superhero movie adaptation games that has ever existed. I think they did it specific.
Batman Arkham?
Batman Arkham was its own entity, but it wasn't a movie adaptation game. Spider-Man 2 came out
because it's not a direct comparison.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
So, but that game was phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. Web swinging was probably the best the games had seen until the newer Spider-Man games came out. Other than that, I think you are right about cash grab, but I also think it's just one of those things where, you know, studios like the holder of the IPs, the big conglomerates are the people that are just trying to push out something to capture like the younger generation and stuff. And like at that time period, especially during PS2s or whatever, it's kind of still lawless for video games. You know what I mean? Like they kind of just did whatever the fuck they wanted. I feel like now one of the issues that we run into is trying to get licensing. If a video game company comes up with an idea like Avowed, they can get millions of dollars to make a game look great and then forget to put story in it. You know what I mean? And that's just
because they don't have to pay for the licensing.
Exactly.
It's just another expenditure on top of that.
Exactly. So then you got to think if like a game like Avowed costs millions of dollars, imagine what a game to a movie adaptation would then cost to get rights and licensing. Likeness, things, stuff like that, you know?
And maybe I'm just like missing something there, but it almost feels like if you had like the IP, if you were like Universal who just bought, I don't know what their rights are to Dungeon Crawler, Carl, but if you had like rights like that and you were to put it into that and you already had that you can parlay, like team up with a dev. So it's not a dev buying the rights. It's not this, like you both have. And maybe that just comes with like conflict of interest, like where you think the game should go and you're not like giving it the leeway that like a good dev would need to make it there.
Well, that's how
I feel like, why wouldn't you, when the now video games are this billion-dollar industry, parlay it into that and get more out of your investment?
When you make an original adaptation of the story, I think that's when you get good games. When you try to make a movie adaptation or correspond with something, there's only been a couple games that have like done it well. So
you mean like try to stay like on the storyline?
Exactly. Yeah, if you come
never works.
So Mad Max came out a while back. I think it was on PS4, I think is when it launched its time period. This game called Mad Max. Yeah, it's this game Mad Max. It's an open world fucking completely open world, like how you would imagine GTA, but set in the map.
You're not talking about Rage.
I'm not talking about Rage. It came around the same time period. And I will tell you, Rage was cool. The first Rage was cool. Second Rage, it was fine. No big deal. First Rage, that was hot. Mad Max game is fucking dope, dude. It's dope.
Really?
Yeah, it's I have it downloaded on my computer. Is how good it is. I've played it probably I don't know how many times. I played it on console when I got it on Steam. I had it on what was it? Maybe I picked it up on GOG and then I recently bought it on Steam or whatever just to like have it again, just to replay it. Literally, it's a great fucking game. It's a great storyline, and that's the thing about it. The Mad
I've heard of that. You feel like,
yeah, dude. I'm telling you, that's the thing about the Mad Max storyline is that every single.
So that would be a prequel to that's before like Tom Hardy and the reboot and all that, right?
Yeah, it would have definitely come out. It came out before that. I believe so. I mean, or right around. No, definitely before that for sure. But I mean, the thing about it is that Mad Max story is every single story is its own entity.
2015.
Yeah, 2015 Mad Max. So, bro, it's a great fucking game. Like if you
okay, that looks familiar.
It's a great game.
Fucking like when they show like certain, it's not going to show you, but when you like see like certain like stills from like what would have been an advertisement, that kind of looks familiar.
Like the fact you kind of get like this Twisted Metal effect where like you like beef up your car when you're driving and you can like you have a guy that'll help you and you can shoot fucking enemies as you're driving through the wastelands of it's just a cool fucking game. But because it's its own story, because Mad Max is its own story, every single movie, every single story of Mad Max is somebody retelling the story of the Mad Max. So it never has like a continuation point. Like, that's why the Furiosa movie is fucking stupid because, well, not stupid. I don't mean it stupid. It was fine. But, like, it's its own fucking thing. But it kind of was trying to play this continuation from the Furiosa. It was trying to take over
like a prequel that leads into where...
You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like, okay, that's fine. But, like, all of the Mad Maxes, that's why they never had to coincide. There was never chronological order because they're just stories. So when you make a video game like that, it's perfect because it's just a story, you know? But when you... take other things and move it on. So there was a game, there's an MMO that came out a while back. It was called Defiance. It was a third person. It was mechs, sci-fi, guns. It was an MMO, but you used guns and stuff to kind of fight different things. There was a show that came out on Sci-Fi called Defiance as well. And Defiance was about aliens that, you know, people and aliens and they coexist and they have to fight and do all that stuff. It's kind of like this pseudo sci-fi Western. It's like the more gritty, darker version of, a Firefly in a sense. It was a really, really fucking cool show. Really, really cool show. It didn't get much further than a couple of seasons, I think, because, Sci-Fi just killed it.
Sci-Fi still around?
Kinda. They are, but,
don't you kind of wish like they would just get like a big brother company that'd be like, okay, we'll help bankroll you because they have some fucking good ideas. It's just always they just never have like the budget to make them like what they could be.
What is the clicking in the background?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. It's just. I was like, is this going on in my head? Or is it?
No, it's real. It's real. We'll wrap it up real soon here. But like, finish what you're talking about.
No, it's fine. It's fine. This is the cat. That's fine. Cat's got a cat. But what they did, and this was the coolest fucking thing I'd ever seen. I'd never seen anything like this. They launched this MMO. It launched on PS3 time period and Xbox. It was a free-to-play MMO. And they were doing weekly updates that were corresponding with the show. So as the show was progressing and things were happening in the show, there was a weekly update that was then in game because your character was just a character in that universe in the world. Yeah. So if some shit happened in the show and something crazy happened, then the game like boom, now this thing happened in the game and you had to deal with what the event was that triggered off of the thing with the show. Fucking cool idea. Cool idea. Super fucking cool. The problem is the game couldn't keep up because developing and making a video game takes time a lot faster than it takes to shoot
like South Park where you can just fucking
click them. Exactly. So it just couldn't keep up. And then Sci-Fi killed the show. They were just like, we're not getting enough, so we're done. So then Defiance, like the video game, just had to come up with its own shit, which was fine. It was cool, but then it just kind of died off.
It lost a little bit of the magic, though.
It really, because
that's such a cool idea, though.
It's such a cool idea to be watching a show. Like the new episode launches, you watch it, you're like, oh, dope. And then you pop on the game, got an update, and then you're dealing with what you just saw on the show in the game.
Yeah.
And it's like
the backwards of like what me and Janica were doing with like The Last of Us. Like we'd watch like The Last of Us, and then we'd play The Last of Us, and we'd like get to the point where the last episode ended, and then we'd watch it, and then we'd play and get to there again. It was kind of cool, and I feel like that'd be even cooler if like you were there, like, okay, you know, you're playing, what the fuck's about to happen, and like you watch it, you're like, ah, shit, like that's such a good idea.
They did one event.
You'd have to have like a real foresight to like, make that work and happen, but that'd be so cool.
Well, I think the thing with the Defiant show was also they had shot it and recorded it and did all this stuff like a couple years prior, so they were slowly releasing episodes or whatever. So they had time already bankrolled and ready to rock. And so there was an event notice that was like during the show, log on to the game at this point in time, because there was like a battle that was happening, and if you logged in, you could be part of the battle that was also happening on the show. And that was kind of like, you know what I mean? There was like cool shit like that was going on. I just don't think that is one that's not sustainable, because TV shows end, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah, and eventually, like, no matter how meticulous you plan it, you're gonna catch up.
Well, and because they were events, how do you redo that again? So if I'm a new player coming in now, are those events still there, or are they gone? Do I
miss that?
Exactly. So then you get the FOMO. And I think that's what also killed the game, is the people that were like coming back to rewatch the show and be like, oh, this would be dope, let me hop on. And then nothing's there. It's already well past that point. You're like, oh, well, I've already missed everything. What do I care about fucking playing the game then?
Unless you pull a Destiny and you just log in, it's just way too much.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do everything.
Literally that's everything. Fuck, man. I would like to see more movie adaptations in video games, but like on smaller scale, like the indie side, like the pixelated, like the old school, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle style, where like if you did stuff like that, where you're not trying to make it a giant fucking spectacle, I think like it would work better, and it would probably like be able to be progressed pretty quickly. Because there was a few things that come out in that like manner. I think there was like a Prince of Persia game that recently came out with something, and it was supposed to be a tie-in for some shit. I don't remember. Maybe I'm thinking a different thing than Prince of Persia. But anyway, that would be cool to see. I'd like to see that.
I feel like I know what Prince of Persia game you're talking about, but it wasn't really Prince of Persia. It was just something
side-scrolling
like thing adjacent to it, like same mechanics. It's like, oh, the sands of time, like we blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like you have to like do all that stuff, but like not Prince of Persia whatsoever. Not
no,
company,
yeah.
Like that.
Do you remember?
There was a new game that was coming out that we were looking at. We were like, what the fuck?
Ubisoft took a year off of making Assassin's Creed games to make the Assassin's Creed movie.
I've tried watching that 5 times now. It's so bad.
It's not great, but I don't think it's like awful. That's Michael Fishbach or whatever his name is?
Yeah, and that's saying something, because if he's in it, it's usually a fucking
banger
movie.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
it's not great. It's not great. It's not great. They had him like up in the thing, and he's like swinging around, and it's kind of goofy. It's kind of goofy. Like, and not only that, but you had
all the things that you could have done with that.
You literally have the people that are writing the fucking story for Assassin's Creed there with you, and you're like, we're gonna do something completely off the wall to make it a fucking spectacle for because no one's gonna want to watch a guy just laying in an animus for fucking 2 hours. Like, I get that, but like,
yeah. But do you have to like? There's not enough story when he's in the animus and in that other place.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't cut back and forth.
The game did it. The game did it.
That's another thing. I think there's something to be said where like if you were to take like a video game, and they're Borderlands is probably a prime example. I still haven't seen it. Probably
I know.
you got to think like they're like, look at like everything that we've given you, like look at this like whole story, and they're like, calm down, kid, this is Hollywood. And then you get like some Hollywood writers are like, what are we gonna do to beef this up? And they just fucking
my favorite point is the people that like with Borderlands, and this is it's on streaming services. I have to watch it. I have to see how bad it is. Borderlands.
We have to have like a Discord like.
I think that's a great fucking idea because
I don't want to sit there. I won't make it through it. I don't think.
I think
so. If it was us in Discord, just like fucking chirping at it the whole time, I think I could probably watch.
I agree to that. Or we just pick a weekend and we all get together. We'll put it on, have some beers.
We do like this is where we do like the movie theater.
Exactly. I'll fucking put some plastic up behind the wall so we can just throw food at the fucking TV. You know what I mean?
Sheet of film. Don't throw too hard. It's not that tight.
But like what I imagine happened was that somebody had a great idea. They put it out there. The writers got on, and then they got a bunch of big actors, and then they started putting it all in. And then halfway through filming, someone was like, any of the writers play the video game before? Like, nope, no idea. We just saw screenshots. Someone told us what it was about. It's like whispering. Yeah. It's like a fucking LaCroix.
The costume. God, can you imagine like being on the team that was like the development team and stuff like that? Like, look at this list of like of stars that we've got. We've got Jack Black. We've got Kevin Hart. Like, fuck, you got Kevin Hart. We got like, and they start listening to names. Like, okay, who are they gonna play? Kevin Hart's rolling. What? Just like they start listening, like, no. What is going on? like no.
Or imagine you're hired by the movie theater or the movie company or whatever. You're shooting Borderlands. You're super excited about it. It's you. It's me. It's people that have played Borderlands, but you're like a boom mic guy or whatever, and you're watching it happen in real time, and you're like, guys, what the fuck is? And you can't say anything because you're just the lowest man on the totem pole. Oh God! I think I would just like drop mic and walk out. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's the revolution that fucking film needed. 100% strong-willed people that were like, "I will not stand."
I cannot do this. I'm sorry. You guys are butchering this. I'm gonna tell everybody to not watch it. I don't give a fuck if I signed an NDA or not. Sue me. Like, do not. We as a gaming community, we were able to get them to fucking change the Sonic movies. What happened?
Yeah. Well, maybe. I have an idea that most of Borderlands was probably done.
Well, it went through.
They even like announced.
They went through like hell and back. I think they swapped directors like 3 or 4 times or some bullshit. I know that there were some issues with that movie, but I think a lot of it stems from the fact that I don't think that there's anything in that movie script wise that would be beneficial to a story. The fact that you use big name characters, you know what I mean? Again, it's Borderlands.
Just fucking...
Every single fucking Borderlands game, other than the first one, right? That was just the initial introduction. And yes, Lilith, Roland, like Brick, Mordecai, they all played roles into the later games. But every main character that you played was a new Vault Hunter. You could have done anything with that storyline and not try to tie it all together into this original story, and it probably would have done fine.
It's like, I almost feel like if you're gonna do something like that, you can't let like a character's personality, like you can't get like a big name actor in there, with the exception, I'd say like Walton Goggins in Fallout, because you're so dramatically changing like his face and everything like that. Like, it's still Walton Goggins, but
you're also
lends himself not to just be his personality.
You also have Walter Goggins, who has a range of acting. You have Kevin Hart that can only act one fucking way. You know what I mean?
If you're gonna get a big name, it needs to be somebody that has range.
Gary Oldman, fucking cool. Like, Daniel Day-Lewis. You know what I mean? Like, people that can act.
Someone that you could transform.
I just saw a clip of the Minecraft movie with Jack Black. That thing looks like an absolute giant fucking dumpster fire.
Well, you gotta realize that movie's not for us. That movie's for
children.
Yeah, children.
To a degree. Rye's starting a Minecraft server. It's for us. Dude, you can knock it as much as you want. Minecraft is fucking dope. To this day, Minecraft is one of those games where it's exactly what we enjoy about crafting survival to its simplistic form.
I was just talking to my gun saying, is this the moment?
Do it.
Is this
fucking do it. And you'll...
No, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. You died enough.
Call my car. Call my car.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Minecraft is sick, dude. There's a lot of shit in Minecraft. Minecraft is the more younger version of like the 7 Days to Die for me. 7 Days to Die is like the adult Minecraft. It's always been adult Minecraft. You know what I mean? But Minecraft is dope, dude. There's a lot of cool shit in Minecraft, man.
Okay.
Right? What? So Rye's a moron?
No.
Come on, say it.
I'm the moron.
Well, yeah.
I'm the moron for not liking it, I guess.
Me, Cliff, and James played Minecraft for like a summer, man. Like, dude, there's
drag Cliff into this to prove your point. Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. I'm saying that there is something to be said about a game like that. It's simplistic, it's calming, dude. For anybody who played Minecraft, hearing the fucking the main menu screen music, like it does something to you, dude. There's just a calming, relaxing, peaceful thing about Minecraft, and it's fucking fun.
It is.
You want to play Verdansk?
I do.
Yeah.
I do and I don't.
Yeah. No, come on, man.
I think of like the times. I know it's not going to be that, but that nostalgia wants to bring me back, like to like pre-AUG. I'll let you have like the DMR meta, but I want like pre-AUG. But I remember every time I see it, and I'm like, God, that looks fun. Like I remember with the boys, but I just think about the time that a guy had an LMG and was just aiming at like my kill cam was like, how the fuck did I die? And he was just aiming at the sky and just like dead. And like that was like the big cheater wave where just like all of a sudden I was like,
yeah,
I don't ever want to play this again.
Yep.
If you could guarantee me that you could give me like pre-AUG Verdansk. If you could guarantee me that I'm not gonna like run into cheaters and I could just have that for a little bit, I'd like to get some games in. But like every time I watch it and I get that like, that just like, I mean, you'll never remove that from my memory of just how done I was with that. It's like you with the cycle where you're like, I'm done. Alt F4, immediately uninstall. Like it was just like that. Like I fucking
Yep. But that's the thing about it, right? Like I saw this thing. Oh God, you talk about fucking nostalgia points and all these things and like the existential crisis of us as gamers. I saw this thing. It was like a 10-year span from us as kids with video games, and it's like Pokemon, and then like something else, and like PS2, and then it's like 10-year span for like this generation's video game, and it's like year just 1, Fortnite. Year 5, it's just Fortnite, and it's like, oh fuck. And thinking about it like that grosses me the fuck out, dude. Grosses me out, and I think that's why I don't want to play Warzone, is because it's not new. It's not
growth. It's just fucking a constant peddling.
It's just the same fucking shit. And again, there's something to be said about that, because I can't really knock that idea, because I play fucking Final Fantasy and I've been playing that for 10 fucking years. And it's the same fucking game. Like, granted, there's new content, new areas, new stuff, like changes, but it's the same fucking game. You know what I mean? Like MMOs WoW is the same thing. Oh, it's a new expansion. It's the same fucking game. You just slapping lipstick on a pig at this point. You know what I mean? And I get that.
Sometimes you just find your fucking macaroni and hot dog. You know?
True.
You find that thing that's just like, no matter how like many times, like I'll just keep going back to it.
I also get to play online with other people in an MMO and don't have to worry about cheaters.
Yeah, that's big.
You know.
I would argue, and you're gonna hate this, Fortnite itself, if you took it outside of just like the battle royale and you just saw, like, even from your point where it's like, man, I wanted a PvE and they never gave it to me, they wanted this. If you look at like from that initial point to like where Fortnite is now, where you can make your own worlds, you can basically make your own games with like the
yeah
it does have growth, but I would say yes, 95% of the people that are on Fortnite are just doing the same shit.
I also
but they don't have Tomato Town anymore.
It's almost like a little bit of the Roblox-esque type of thing. The Gary's mod, the fucking Fortnite and stuff. I don't necessarily want to play a game that other people like that are building within that game engine. Like, give me an actual game. Like, you know what I mean? That's the growth I'm looking for. Not necessarily like mod communities. I love you all to death. Like, please keep up the mod communities. But like at the same point in time, like if you have this much ability to make mods, make your own fucking game. You know, do that. Put something out. Like if you're like, oh, I make, you know, if you know, someone that's been making mods for 7 days, you know, designing and putting all these mods together for 7 days was like, hey, I put a zombie game out. I'd fucking buy it from them. Like, yeah, I've been using your mods for years, you know? Kane from the Darkness Falls guy or whatever from 7 Days to Die, if he was like, oh yeah, I put a game together, I'd fucking buy it in a heartbeat, you know? But that's the type of growth that I want to see. I don't, and the thing is like, I also watch Fortnite because there is a small point in me that's like, I can't, but can I put my bullshit aside with Epic Games and enjoy something that a lot of people enjoy? Can I do that? It's the same thing like the Dota effect or the League of Legends effect. I can't fucking stand MOBAs. And I think it's just, that's the genre I can't stand. But if I'm with friends, can I enjoy the game? Well, yeah, probably. That's never been an issue. Can I put my bullshit aside to play Fortnite? And then I watch Fortnite videos and I'm like, I've got no fucking idea what's happening. I got no idea what's going on. This is just does not seem fun.
I've thought about trying the first person mode where no build, just first person.
First person, no build. I could be like
maybe
that. I could maybe get down with that. Get down with that. I don't know how long that would be. Like a one
that being
night.
Said, I think one time I did try that. There's a buddy who was like, hit me up. He's like, dude, you got to play Fortnite. I don't fucking want to. And I've said no for so long. I was like, fuck, nobody was on. It's like, yeah, I'll give it a try. I couldn't figure out how to operate the menu. It's so like weird and convoluted. It's like, would you like to try other people's worlds? We have this. And that's where like the first time I was like, wow, Fortnite has really like changed into like what it was. But still,
I would still, to this day, if I wanted to play a battle royale, I would just re-download PUBG.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's my comfort level, right? That's my comfort zone of like knowing the game, knowing the maps, like knowing the weapons, knowing how the things work. So it's comfortable for me. But I also enjoy those maps because, or just PUBG in general, just because it's just better. I think it's just a little bit more realistic, a little bit more. It's not
way more better.
Well, it's just like not Call of Duty slide, cancel, jump, fucking omni movement bullshit. Yeah. It's not fucking random, like just dumb shit that happens in Call of Duty. It's not the Fortnite cartoony, like fucking weird build shit or getting tagged third person. You know what I mean? There's something about PUBG that kind of like meets all that in the middle.
Yeah.
Or you know what? And I hate to say it, and I haven't done it in a while. I kind of want to play fucking Apex. Right? I know, but I mean,
because I like the shooties.
I do. I like the ability stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Picking a team together that's got a good
real nice sweet spot that ties it in.
But that game is cancer. Man. That game is one of that's back to that thing is like, if you don't use it, you lose it type of thing. And you've fallen so far behind the curve.
You fall behind. Yeah.
It's the Call of Duty.
Legend cops out, you get hit by something. You're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. When I look at the
new guy, he's got a homing missile that comes and kills whoever is in 500 meters. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Like that. Yeah.
There's
like
just
the time to try to catch up is too much to enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean,
almost,
and there's so many games like that come out. Like there's also not enough new multiplayer games, or the new multiplayer games that come out are so plagued with fucking cheaters and shit. It's hard to like feel comfortable wanting to play it, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I enjoy Marvel Rivals. I'm still enjoying Marvel Rivals like religiously. But it's also one of those things like, I can only do a hero push shooter game like that so much before, like for me right now, I've just gone back to Tarkov. And I've just been playing Tarkov. I've been recording 7 days and I've been playing Tarkov. And I think I'm starting to play Tarkov because the 7 days that I'm recording is the Tarkov mod. And so there's like this weird,
there's some like blend in between.
Well, yeah, and it's like scratching both itches at the same time. Like, I love 7 days and I'm playing Tarkov. And then it's like I'm playing Tarkov and you know what I mean? It's like I'm just like but then I get in them. I'm also playing Tarkov in a way it's like I'm at a weird point where like my game progression is either Lighthouse, like finish the missions for Lighthouse or finish my missions for Kappa. Right? So I'm at this weird point of either, and then it's like that's my PvE. So do I reset and go back over to standard? It's like, man, I've got so much fucking shit and money in PvE. It's like there's no reason to reset. So now I'm just doing my own challenging stuff. And it's like, that's what I said, just doing naked runs in Ground Zero, where you just run in and just try and get like a fucking pistol off of like a dead PMC body, and then like take out a scav and like take his stuff, and then find a PMC and take out his fucking gear. I've got, I think 0.1 to go before I'm 6 with fence. So I'm like also just grinding scav runs.
Yeah. I mean, God, it is so underrated to like have like max fence rep.
Yeah,
it is a huge advantage. But man, that's a grind.
I'm almost there, man. I'm almost there, and it's sick because the gear that I'm getting to go into raids is like, oh man, not every, but like probably
as soon as you hit max, you're about to have a huge jump. Like all of a sudden your scavs are kidding.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And like not only that, but just like not having to worry about bosses. Like, cause that's been the kicker. Cause I've run a lot of interchange on scav because it's just good fucking money and good supplies that I need for my PMC.
Yeah.
But just getting fucking domed by Killa. It's like, God damn it, dude. Like, and then it's like, you know, my scav timer is only down to like, I think it's like, I don't know what it is, like 10 minutes or some shit like that now. So it's super fast. But it's just like, I don't know, man. I've been having fun playing that game again. And I think it's just because it's been just nonchalant. And I'm not really having to do anything. You know, I'm not trying to complete. Although, have you seen the new stuff that's out for Tarkov, this Labyrinth thing?
No, I hear it's actually fucking amazing.
Dude, so the missions to do it are actually relatively easy to get into. There's a spot where like key spawn, you got to do a couple missions before I'm at the tail end of the second part of the mission before you get the key to go in, and then it's just a transit. Once you have a key, you just unlock a thing on, I think it's on customs, and you just take a transit in, and apparently it's just fucking crazy. I watched Peanut do a couple things on it. Watched
I've seen Killa and Tagilla. Tagilla's got a big fucking battle axe. Together. Fucking.
I saw this thing with was it Peanut or whatever? He's like mowing down a bunch of. Is that the one I showed you, or is like?
Yeah.
He's like, coming in. He's like, I found him. What the fuck happened? Oh shit, man.
That fucking guy.
All right, we gaming today?
Yeah, Will's waiting for us.
Fuck Will.
Chivalry 2.
I'm actually excited about that. So
just fucking stealing pigs, pillaging fucking villages.
Yep, I'm ready for that.
Real awkward combat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna make it work though. It's gonna be good. All right, everyone.
I'm a little upset. I meant to like watch a YouTube video on how to actually fight.
Raw dog it till you figure it out. Raw dog it till, yeah, that's exactly right. All right, guys, it's your Monday. Have a good week. Enjoy yourselves. Watch all the old movies. Trust me, it's better than what we had nowadays.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of here. Bye-bye.